Hey guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. It seems today that we have a special guest, which is like Mr. Rabbit over there in the chair. Um, he is not like an invited guest into the video, but that's just kind of where he sits most of the time. So I couldn't be bothered to move him, so I just decided to keep him there for the meantime. I'm gonna be using a deck I haven't used in a good while, which I used to call it the Tao Oracle, and I didn't know I was pronouncing it incorrectly. It's called the Tao Oracle, I believe. And so, yes, it's a big deck, like it's a big oracle deck. It has how many cards? 65? No, 65. Yeah, I think it does have 65. So, and I do like this deck, and I really like the guidebook that comes along with it. But I think actually this was my very first oracle card deck that I like ever purchased. So, I've had it like a good while ages. So it's just sort of sat there these days, and it just hasn't received much attention at all. So we'll see what message comes through. This is a weekly reading for the 15th through to the 22nd of March. So let's see what comes up. The first card is Increase, and it's sharing, reaping rewards, overflow, expansion, flowering, encouragement, fertile ground, and abundance. And that's a really nice card. So it's talking about increase of flow, reaping rewards, so getting what you deserve, getting what you if you're the hard work you've put in, you're getting something back. When I think of overflow, it's making me think of like abundance, of things developing. There's encouragement, fertile ground. It's like a time that is almost like showing us a fertility, like you see these beautiful flowers growing. So it's a time where you can work on increasing that which you really want to see plenty of. And so obviously this can be money, but obviously this can take place in all different forms of life. It can be love that you want to increase. Again, because it talks about sharing here. So it's not just about in terms of receiving the reward, but it's also about sharing what you've gained. And so, again, it can be love, it can be money, it can be um if there is this abundance that you want to receive, about what you give out in order to gain. So it's an interesting card, because to me it's like showing that there's blossoming, things are blossoming for you, things are developing for you. So it's almost like this is a really good time to really, if you're not feeling that way right now, like if you're not seeing how things are increasing in your life or how things are really developing, this is a really good time for you to sort of plant those seeds to start something, to birth something, to bring in something new. Whenever I see flowers, I always think about what is it that you want to create for yourself. And so this is the time of, it's like now is the fertile time for you to just put in the effort to create something. So and that can be whatever it is that you desire. But again, it's going to take time, it takes effort, it takes sort of dedication, and you have to have patience to really see things form. But it's almost like today can be the start of what you reap later on down the line. So this is a good time for that kind of thing. So this might be a really good time for you to start a project. If you've been thinking about starting a project, this might be a good time for you to I don't know, like apply for a course that you wanted to go on. This might be a good time for you to apply for a job that you've always wanted to do. It's like whatever it is that you have been hoping for, or something that you want to develop into something. It's like now is a good time. It's almost like the universe is saying, you know, if you plant that seed now, I will help you to nourish it and to make it grow. So yes, that's the increase card. So the next card, ooh, this card really wanted to come up for you guys, it seems, because you guys know I always make videos like a second time around, and you know, you saw me just shuffle it up this time, and this one came up before, and it's the approach card, and it says advancing, a warm reception, prosperous conditions, increased influence. So we have that word increased again, so something is increasing, hopefulness, lighting up, and an arrival. So this to me, when I first like look at this card, it makes me think of marriage, partnership, commitments, or it makes me think of like a party or a ceremony almost, like when you look at this place. It just looks so beautiful to me. Like when I look at it, it almost reminds me of a church that I visited, like when I went to Greece last year. Like I don't know why, but I get the same feel with this card. Like there's something, like it almost looks like some kind of sacred space that is here. So I don't know if that's like applies to people in terms of that. Like I don't know if for some people this actually could represent a church that you go to, or again it could represent maybe even a party or a function or something like that, some kind of celebration that might be coming up for you guys this week. Again, I don't know, like when I look at the carpet on the stairs, it really just speaks romance to me for some reason, and partnerships and marriage. And then with these little what they call them, blossoms, they almost look like, that are in the background like this, and then it's like it just looks really romantic looking. But what I like in terms of this card again is saying prosperous conditions. So it's almost like there's a theme of prosperity that is going on, a theme of there being abundance, of there being plenty. And again, it's like in these cards, like you can have, obviously there's so many cards in this deck that they can be looking completely different, but it's like in both of these cards there's a natural like a scene of nature in the card. And again, it's like we have flowers that are here in the cards as well. So I don't even know, like maybe even flowers might be even of importance to somebody in this message. But again, it's like to me it really speaks of things blooming, and I also feel like there's some connection to spring like soon starting as well, because I don't know like about people like in other parts of the world, but like we're experiencing now in London like more springtime weather, like it's brighter, it's more sunny. It is a slightly, yeah, it is a bit, quite a bit warmer than it has been, the especially because of the winter period and everything. So it's like now, even though we're not officially in spring, like the weather is kind of starting to change. And I think that, you know um even when you get that change in season, it does reflect anew, afresh, because that's what spring represents. The winter's passing, so everything kind of died during winter and stuff like that, for everything to then blossom again in spring. So I feel like these cards might be even connecting with like that kind of seasonal change, but it also takes place, it also influences the way we feel about ourselves when the seasons change as well, because seasons can really connect with our mood and stuff like that. So for some people, if you are experiencing sort of like the changing weather conditions, you might actually find that your mood changes, or that you spend more time outside, because I know I definitely have been, because when it's freezing cold, like I'm just like, like I don't need to be outside unless like something is really happening for me to be out there, or I really need to be someplace. But apart from that, it's like it's not about going outside when it's freezing cold. But now it's like things are really better, like in that respect. So when I look at this card, like that's kind of what I'm feeling. But um and I also like this lightening up as well that is coming through, a new arrival. So something is coming in for you guys. For some people, especially new arrival, it could actually mean a child, like I think as well. Like this could even be like a christening kind of scene as well, like connecting it with the church and like sacred spaces and stuff like that. So, like to me, it just feels like what the cards are saying is something is coming through, this week that is significant. It's like increase approaching, like something is really coming in that is all, it's all to improve your circumstances, what is coming through. Again, something is increasing, is developing, is evolving, and now it's approaching. So it's like these are all words that is kind of showing that something is just really um is showing up. Oh my days, look at this card. Oh my gosh. It's prosperity, wealth, good fortune, success, express gratitude by supporting others, and material possessions. Oh my goodness. Like, could these cards get any better? And like I said, you guys can see I didn't pick these cards or select them, before recording the video. I literally shuffled up the cards, and these are the cards that decided to come through. And to be honest, this message actually is quite similar to the message that I received the first time around when I shuffled up the cards. But this card wasn't didn't come up the first time, just the middle card did. But this one is when you really know that abundance is coming through, because as you can see, you got your golden monk here. So it is like talking about finances, it is talking about wealth, it is talking about there being plenty of good fortune. And another thing that I really like is that it's saying express gratitude by supporting others, and it says material possessions. So there also is a theme with this card, and also I think with the first card, because the first card was about sharing and reaping rewards, and then again you have supporting others. So it's definitely saying that if you're in a position to help and support others, do help them, do support them. Don't just, I don't know, keep stuff for yourself or feel like, oh yeah, things are improving for me, so that's just good for me. But it's saying, always remember to give back. And sometimes it's not to say you have to give back, you know, um, like obviously be sensible with your giving, because sometimes people come back later on, and I don't know, you loan people money, they don't want to pay it back. All this kind of situation. I'm not in that position, but I just know people that are close to me that are going through, and they keep on telling me about it. So again, it's like when it comes to helping people, know who is actually in need, who, you have to define who is being needy and who's being greedy sometimes. So yeah, like, or what I personally choose to do is, if I see somebody that needs help, like let's say you see somebody that's on the street, or them charity kind of people are out and stuff, it's like you can always like just give them something, like just put something in there, because I just feel like that's just a way of just giving back. And sometimes it doesn't have to be that you're giving loads of money if you don't have loads of money to give. But I just feel like there is, there's some kind of exchange that takes place, and it's almost like I just truly believe that the universe does bless you when you remember others, and when you are in a position to give to others. And it doesn't matter in which way you choose to give. It doesn't always have to be money. Sometimes obviously it can just be time, it can be volunteering, like all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't always have to be money in terms of charity and giving. But I feel like it's just saying, when things do get better for you, it's like, still do remember the people that obviously do need help and support as well. But I really like these cards, because they're really talking about monetary things coming through. And it's so weird because the last message was like kind of the same, like a similar kind of message of like some kind of finance coming through. And then it's like this week again there's some connection with an increase in finance. So I don't know, like this could be money earned, because again, like we have the reap and sow kind of thing. So it can be money that is earned more than maybe money that is actually given. But then with the approaching card, it's almost like it's a build up that's taking place. Like, it's the first card is saying, well, okay, there's an increase in money. Then the second card is saying, okay, money or whatever is approaching you. And then the final card is like prosperity. It's almost like it's kind of finally come through at the end. um so yeah, there's this theme that is going on here, so I'm definitely hoping that this message is connecting with people. Oh, but the underneath card, because you guys know I always pull the card at the bottom of the deck, is quite different. Oh, it's stalemate. Now, this isn't always a card that I like to see, to be honest, because it says alienation, a stalemate, stagnation, withholding, grinding to a halt, insensitivity, and mistrust. To me, this card usually shows up when there's issues with you and somebody else. And this message is quite different to those that's connected with the cards, because these to me was really feeling like money related situations. But this is almost making me think that there is an issue between you and somebody else potentially. And maybe this could be over monetary issues. I mean, it could even be a situation where maybe, like I was saying before, when it comes to helping people, maybe this is somebody that feels like you should be helping them. Maybe this is even somebody that might even be a bit jealous of your whatever you're coming into. So that might cause a stalemate, or maybe they might even maybe think you're not worthy of it, or they might think that, I don't know, maybe you're not spending it as they think that you should, like something like that. But it shows that there could be an issue between you and somebody else, and maybe like trying to connect this card with the rest of the cards, it could be saying that this could be connected with some kind of prosperity or abundance or whatever that you receive. Um, so, or maybe again, I'm kind of getting a situation where maybe this other person thinks that they should have been deserving of of whatever is received, and maybe you shouldn't have been. Because like you can see, like this person, to me, when you look at their face, if you can see it, they look quite upset and distressed, whereas this person just looks angry, and like, you know, they turn their back on them, like her, and they have their arms folded, like I'm just through with this person. And then this other person is sad. So it might be saying that maybe this is something that you're going through with somebody else that maybe just needs to be worked out. um because when it says the situation is in a stalemate, it's almost like neither one of you is really prepared to kind of heal things or to be able to move the situation forward. It's like both parties are just kind of have hurt feelings and just haven't haven't bothered to really you know, uh fix things with one another. So yeah, if that applies to you in any kind of way, it could be saying that maybe this is sort of connecting with this kind of situation that has come up in the previous cards. But these are really interesting cards, and so I hope this reading has been beneficial to you guys. I'll see you. Bye.